This is Monkey World in Dorset, the largest ape and monkey rescue centre on the planet. Today on Monkey Life, there's a new baby in the woolly monkey house, but the team are worried for its safety.
If it starts going limp or lolling, they need to make a decision whether or not we take it.
Yeah. Yep.
Baby orangutan Dinda gets to grips with her outside enclosure, and stump-tailed macaque Coco struggles with hers. Monkey World Ape Rescue Centre is home to over 160 primates, most of which are subject to their non-breeding policy. But orangutans, golden-cheeked gibbons, and woolly monkeys are all highly endangered and are allowed to breed. Every new baby is crucial. It's morning at Monkey World, and in the woolly monkey house, there's a new arrival. Overnight, 12-year-old Kuna has given birth. Keeper Mike was the first to see mum and baby.
So how long since you've been looking at the baby?
It's 3/4 of an hour now.
Do you have any indication of when it was actually born?
I would think it was probably late last night rather than early this morning. The baby looks quite well dry and nice and
Fluffy,
clean.
yeah. Any suckling?
Not that we've seen yet.
Okay, and no indication on her nipples that the hair's
Can't
been...
even see anything there because she's got the baby in the correct position with the head right up on her chest.
Last year, Kuna gave birth to Julio, but when the keepers found them, all was not well. Monkey World caught on camera the moment the baby was being held by its dad.
Hands know whether she wants the baby or not, and in the end...
And despite everyone's best efforts, Kuna rejected her baby.
Hey! Go in there, get in, hey! Grab the monkey, grab the monkey, grab the monkey.
There was no other choice. Julio had to be hand-reared. This time around, the team are observing Kuna closely to check that she is holding the new baby correctly and that it is feeding. It's a tense time.
Oh, it's a nightmare, isn't it?
No, it's great.
No, yeah, but it's just this sort of worrying. Is she going to feed it? Is she not? And it's so difficult.
It is what it is. So I would propose that exactly 24 hours from now we reassess, assuming that she's still looking after it properly. We do need to keep a close eye that it doesn't start. If it starts going limp or lolling, we also need to make a decision then and whether or not we take it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
But later, the team is taking no chances.
At this point, you know, it's now late afternoon, and we need to decide whether the baby's coming away from Kuna.
Maybe she's never going to be a good mum.
And over in Hananya's group, leading ladies Cherry and Peggy better watch out. New girl Johnny is after their position at the top. On the other side of the park, animal manager Jeremy is taking an unusual route into the Orangutan Nursery.
Hang on.
9-month-old Dinda has been living full-time in the nursery for 2 weeks now. The primate care staff have brought her outside several times, but today, Jeremy is showing her how to get there on her own.
That's how you do it. You know, a couple of times of doing this, and then if she chooses to stay inside still after that, then that's her choice.
The orangutan creche helps orphaned orangs settle amongst their own kind. Dinda was born at the park, but rejected by her mum. She was hand-reared, but had contact with the orangs in the nursery from day one.
It all depends on how you hand-rear them as to how they develop. I mean, I know people have a problem with it, but children are what you make them. And if you let them get on with exploring and discovering things, then they're going to progress a lot quicker than a baby that's very cosseted.
Xiao Ning is now 4 years old. When she was a baby, there was no creche at the park, so she spent more time with keeper Mike and the rest of the primate care staff.
Xiao Ning here, because we didn't have anywhere for her to go with other orangs like we've got now with Dinda, she was much slower in her development. It's not, I mean, she soon caught up, as you can see. But Dinda, we were lucky that we've created the nursery since then. So Dinda's been part of the whole orang social scene from a very early age. Therefore, it's going to become more natural to her.
The outside enclosure is designed to help the babies learn to climb. Dinda is confident enough around her housemates to explore on her own, but strictly at ground level. She's got a big challenge in front of her.
Oh, you climb on there. It's all right, you climb on there. That's good. It's all right, I'm still here. That's all right. God, what do you like, eh? I'm an orang with vertigo. It's terrible.
Orangutans are the largest tree-living mammal in the world, and they have a remarkable ability to swing through the treetops. As orangs spend the majority of their day living up high, Dinda best develop her head for heights.
You big wuss. If you were an orangutan, this net is a very attractive thing to climb on, so hopefully she'll get over this vertigo thing she's got. Goodness me, it's so attractive, that net. No, it isn't, she says.
But Jeremy's got one more trick up his sleeve. Show Dinda how it's done. This is bound to work, isn't it?
Right. If this doesn't work, I'm going to give in. Right, now just go and play. I'm not holding you. You're not holding me. Nah, I think little girl's getting tired now, so I think we'll call this soon. She's nodding off. So now I've got to make the decision, do I stay here and have a kip with her, or do I come down and do some work? Could somebody call the fire brigade for me, because I'm stuck? Help!
Back with the woolly monkeys, new mum Kuna is still holding on to her baby, which is good news, but no one has seen it feed yet. Kuna rejected her last baby, Julio. Thanks to Alison and Mike, he became only the second woolly monkey in the world to survive being hand-reared.
You feel happier now, do you? I can hear you snuffling in the air.
The team haven't decided whether or not they should take this baby away to be hand-reared, but they want to be prepared.
So we're getting ready for all eventualities. Everything that I used and Mike used with Julio, we've boxed up and we've got here. So now we just need to make best plan, because I think at this point, you know, it's now late afternoon and we need to decide whether the baby's coming away from Kuna. What do you think?
Oh, God.
That says it all.
I think, knowing her past record with the other one, I think we ought to probably err and be a bit cautious and take it away. Maybe she's never going to be a good mum. You know, some primates just will never entertain the idea of having a baby and holding it even. It's just this crucial thing of trying to find the baby to suckle. And the nipples are so far under the armpit, it's covered in hair. It's like even a mother that rears a baby, you don't hardly ever see it suckling. There's so many things to... So rather than have another disaster, you know, hopefully if we take it, you know, as Alison did with little Julio, you know, we can make this one survive. And Julio's gone back in that group. I mean, he's a total little sweetheart.
Kuna's doing much better than she did with Julio, and the park really want her to bring up the baby. But if it's not feeding, the team can't take any chances. They're going to have to make their decision soon.
It's a huge lottery, isn't it? It's not, we were just talking going up the road. This is just such an awful thing to have to decide.
Coming up, decision time. Will the team take drastic measures with the new woolly monkey baby?
If this was a first-time baby, you'd think maybe give it the benefit of the doubt. With the past history of the animal, I'd do it. I'd go for it now and take the baby.
And Johnny shows just how ambitious a chimp can be when she starts making a play for top man, Hananya.
So he obviously thinks that she's going to be somebody significant, and I'm sure she agrees.
At Monkey World in Dorset, the park's 11 woolly monkeys are part of the European Endangered Species breeding programme. In the early hours of the morning, 12-year-old Kuna gave birth to her second baby. The team have been watching them closely. But the infant hasn't suckled and Mum isn't holding the baby properly. If the baby doesn't feed, it'll become weak and dehydrated, and this could prove fatal.
It's now the end of the first day, and baby hasn't suckled yet, that's for sure. So that's not good. But more concerning to us right now, actually, is the fact that whenever Kuna moves around, the baby's legs and tail are hanging. So she's supporting it behind the back of the neck and at maybe the top of the back. But the rest, you know, the baby's holding on with its hands, but it's not holding tight with its legs and tail, which it should be. It really doesn't look too good. I mean, it just really is the most terrible thing in the world. I really don't want to take it from her because she's trying. But the baby's not thriving. There is no obvious answer for this. We need to make a team decision on this, and everybody really does need to have a bit of an opinion. I don't like watching her fly around with it. It looks downright almost dangerous for the baby when she's moving quickly.
The rest of the Primate care staff come to observe Kuna and her infant before making the final decision.
The legs and the tail still aren't tight. It doesn't appear to be improving per se. We can leave it until tomorrow morning, but
If this was a first-time baby, you'd think maybe give it the benefit of the doubt. With the past history of the animal, I'd do it. I'd go for it now and take the baby.
Yeah, me too, actually.
ooh, that's really hanging. Okay, that last image did it for me, I think, unless anybody has any other opinion.
So.
The baby's hanging limp from its back end. Yeah? You guys happy with that? Yeah?
I think so, yeah.
Okay,
Certainly.
let's do the deed.
Kuna is going to have to be sedated. Animal manager Jeremy uses a blowpipe to administer the anaesthetic. The newborn has been taken away, and it's another boy for Kuna. The priority now is to keep it warm and hydrated. It's not fed for up to 20 hours. Later, it's touch and go. Can the team get fluids into the baby woolly monkey in time?
Very slow. The nutrition is not the issue, it's the dehydration that when you're this size that's the big worry.
And female stump-tailed macaque Coco also clings on for dear life. Over in Hananya's chimp group, newcomer Johnny is busy proving that behind every good man, there's an even better woman. Johnny came to the troop from the chimp nursery only 4 months ago, but she was quick to grasp the complex hierarchy of the group. She settled in quickly, but she has a higher aim in mind than simply being popular with her peers. It seems likely that one day, Johnny will be one of the dominant ladies in the group.
I do think Johnny's going to be a very high-ranking female. Hananya seems to be very keen on Johnny. He spends a lot of time grooming her. So he obviously thinks that she's going to be somebody significant, and I'm sure she agrees.
For now, the position is already taken. Cherry and Peggy are the dominant females. This is made clear from the amount of attention they receive from the rest of the group. Grooming isn't just a way of relaxing and bonding, it's also how the chimpanzees establish their hierarchy. The more important you are, the more pampering you receive, and Cherry and Peggy get more than their fair share. Establishing the dominant females in the group is vital, because they are, after all, the powers behind the throne. 3 years ago, when the transfer of power in the troop shifted from Rodney to Hananya, the high-ranking females gave Hananya their seal of approval by grooming him from head to toe. Without the support of the ladies, none of the boys become the alpha male of the group. So being a high-ranking female is an important and much sought-after job. It's extremely unusual for a chimp to enter a group from the nursery and have the effect that Johnny's having on Hananya's group. At 8 years old, she has become a big female, confident with both dominant males and females in the group. And she's very much the boys' centre of attention at the moment. But Johnny's no fool. She's made the right friends, but she's focused on a much bigger prize, the boss man himself, Hananya. It certainly looks like Johnny's going places. Over in the stump-tailed macaque house, new girl Coco heads outdoors every day. She's very cautious, but she seems to be getting fitter.
Now, her movement's improved a lot since she got here. She still struggles with round objects, especially on moist days like today, where she will slip off poles and things. She has improved. If she loses her balance slightly, she can normally regain it, as long as the poles aren't actually slippy.
When Coco arrived at the park, she was overweight and unfit. The park put her on a diet and began to work at making her more active and healthy.
Now, she actually lost a third of her weight in the first 6 months she was here, and she's still losing weight.
She is 11 kilos.
The park encourages the primates to live together as naturally as possible. Now Coco is healthier, the staff have stopped going in to weigh her or handle her. Coco now lives with the geriatric boys, Roland and Gerald. Their enclosure is designed differently to the boys next door because of their mobility problems, and even these designs present challenges. Coco shakes off the fall and stays determined. After 2 slips, Coco works out a better way to get where she wants to go.
Oh, she's very stubborn. She slipped down the first pole, so she then chose another path round. So she's got the intelligence to do that and the mobility to do that now. She's doing incredibly well today. She's right round at a point that we haven't had her before. If she wants to do something, she'll do it. If there's anything in her way, she'll generally push it out the way unless she can't. And then she'll keep going until she gets bored, and then she'll find an alternative route.
Coco's rehabilitation is going very well, and life for her has certainly improved. It's the end of the day, and over in the office, Kuna's new baby boy has been safely removed. Kuna wasn't holding him properly, and he wasn't feeding, so the team had to take action.
Yep, he's already sort of making little suckling moves, so we'll need to get some fluid into him and weigh him. 410, 410, 410 grams.
The team didn't see the baby suckle throughout the day. Alison's worried that he's dehydrated.
If I pinch his skin on his arm, it stays peaked. You see that peak right there? That's an indicator. If you normally pinch your skin, if you're not dehydrated, it springs right back. The fact that it holds a peak at all means that he's dehydrated. So first order of business is just getting a bit of fluid into him and something that isn't gonna necessarily cause diarrhea. Now, the first time that he takes the milk, it might actually cause him a little bit of diarrhea because his stomach and his gut isn't used to it. Very slow. And so you just want to get the fluid into him before you start. The nutrition is not the issue, it's the dehydration that when you're this size that's the big worry.
18 months ago, Alison hand-reared the newborn's brother, Julio, and discovered baby woolly monkeys thrive on constant contact. She needs to do the same for the latest arrival.
Such a good boy. I know.
And as soon as I move away, even just from this distance, he wants to be right here looking at me and tucked up. And I believe that's why these don't thrive in an incubator. If you were to take him and set him down, all of that interest in moving around would just disappear and he would end up just laying in the incubator. So once again, we'll go through the deal of carrying him around just like his mum would.
Woolly monkey babies are extremely fragile and are notoriously difficult to hand-rear. So Alison has her work cut out if this little one is going to make it and become only the third to survive this treatment in the world. Next time, the new woolly monkey baby is 24 hours old, but his survival hangs in the balance.
It's still way too early to say whether or not, this little guy is gonna make it or not.
In the chimp nursery, young Brian gets hassle from bully boy Seamus. And the team are concerned that chimp Charlie is being picked on. They need to decide if he can stay living with the bachelor group.
Charlie's always been a loner. I don't think he sees any point in chimpanzees whatsoever.